Hey, so this video is a continuation of the previous video, which will be linked in the description. Um, that is, that was an explanation on how you can make anything you want in the game Infinite. Um, but as you may have seen, from what I crafted in the last video, and I quickly mentioned, by the way, that there was I tried recording this the first time, but the item I tried to make was too hard. Well, it's not too hard, it's just that I did not want to get into this type of strategy yet for you all. Um, but I'm gonna do this right now because I have time and I want to explain you like multiple strategies. So yesterday, or was it yesterday? I don't know. Last video you learned how to use these, which are encoded elements. You learned how to use the metas, like delete the hyphen, to remove the hashtag. To put the hashtag, you learn to like the few elements that are at your disposal to make an element with hashtag in the front, etc. But that's really cool. That's really cool, I know. But now we are going to get into the more complex things because there's more than one alternate. There's more than one alphabet. In fact, there's way more. There is the double quotes, which is the main one that we have been using, with the period one. There's also the slash slash one. I haven't been using them a lot, but they can still be useful. There's the single quotes, which I'm going to talk about because I wasn't using them until a few days ago, and they're actually really useful. I haven't used these, but I think they work the same way as these. Same for this. This one I'm gonna talk about briefly, because it can be useful in some context, and these ones are also very useful. So I'm just gonna go over a few things. So, for example, let's do an example. I was trying to get the word DRA, right? I was trying to get DRA. So I tried the main way. So I know I cannot do this because it's just gonna give ADR or AD in that case. Also try .a, but since DR means doctor and it sees a period, it just does this. I can try doing this again, but it doesn't work. So what I did was that I used the single quotes, or the apostrophes as I like to call them. They're not really single quotes, I think, maybe. They're more like apostrophes. And if you put it together, bam, it works. So, again, in the description there is a link to the Discord, uh, where you can find in bounty board uh, alt alphabets with like the little speech bubble, um, and pinned messages. You will find this sheet that I'm using, this one, as well as every single recipe you'll need to get there, the prerequisites. So this apostrophe alphabet um, is really useful because it always puts itself at the end. And another thing that is quite helpful with it is that sometimes, for example, if I try to do .g to add a g at the end, you can see that, okay, that didn't do it here, but most of the time, there we go, when you use a .g, the dot stays. Now, as we've seen previously, I've shown quickly like Alexandra Falls, the periods can be really helpful because they signify, to the AI, they signify that there's a space here. So if you want a space here, that can be really, really helpful. But if we don't want a space, and getting rid of the periods is a bit annoying, it is kind of, there's stratus, I'm going to get into that, but that's where it gets really, really hard to give a straight answer. It's more like the more you do it, the more you like find ways to do it, and you're inventive. So This is the apostrophe alphabet. It's really useful. It really is like it's helped me a ton to making. Yeah, see, it's just really malleable. It's a great addition to your toolbox. Um, Another thing are the tilde. The tilde uh can be used sometimes to add something at the end. Like for instance, if I have draw and I take this, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, and I'm gonna explain why very quickly. See, it works. So that's an alternative. Okay, great, that works. Okay, so the tilde alphabet, it works. It's a bit more annoying to get. I'm gonna be very honest. This is a bit like getting the tilde is like a side journey, but it's fine. It's really useful. The one that I use the most though aren't these, but they're these. The curly, so you can see these are curly quotes. If you look closely, you can see that the quotes here are straight, while the ones at the bottom are curlies. The curly quotes essentially, they're kind of a variant. I just call them a variant because they're just useful like that. Um, I mean, if I try to put, for instance, D and G, it still works. It's just that generally, people try to use straight quotes because curly quotes are much longer to get. So in the community, we have taken the habit to only use straight quotes as much as we can because it's extremely easy to get into them for a new player. Um, but the curly quotes can really be useful, and the reason for it is that you can, as you can see, do those with like the tilde in the front. And when you do this, this will add the two L's at the end. Maybe keep the tilde, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And it will convert the straight quotes into curly quotes. Like the actually, oh, okay. Again, I've mentioned that a lot in my videos. You cannot expect the game to always give you exactly like what you want. So here you can say I used curly quotes, bi, and I got bill, which is normal. But now if I take this and I add this, yeah, there we go. This gives something completely different. Um, but what I'm saying is, these are can be pretty helpful. Oh, hi, Immort jump scare. Um, these can be really useful, and if you're dealing with curly quotes, these are also very useful. They can be really helpful. To find the alphabet, to find how to make those, you there's a bounty that talks about um like tilde alphabet variations. I think it's pinned in the bounty board. I'm not sure. I think no. I think it's pinned. I mean, in the alt alphabet pinned message. Like it's. I think the link to there is on there, but I'm not certain for sure. So if you're just struggling to find it, just ask in the Discord, in the either in general or in the alt alphabet. Alphabet thread is probably better though. But yeah, so that's pretty simple. It's a bit long to make. It takes a while. It's annoying. It requires previous alphabets, but it's fine really. So then we have what I like to call the hyphen method, which now we're getting into something a little harder to talk about because again I'm doing these without any script, without any preparation, and this is a strategy that I only learned to use very recently. And let's take an example here. Oh yeah, Altdorf. Yeah. So I had the issue where I wanted to make the word Altdorf, which is a town. I wanted to make Altdorf, which was not the first discovery, by the way. It was tragic. Altdorf is a really good example of how you need to find very weird ways to get around issues. Here, for instance, I wanted to make outdoors. If I look at the recipe, you can see that I used this with hyphens. So when I tried to make dwarf, I did this plus F, and it didn't work. So I tried .f, and it did not work. I tried. I don't think I tried actually tilde. Did I try tilde f? Don't tell me this works. Okay, it doesn't work. Awesome. So yeah, I tried all of these and it didn't work. So what I did is that I took the O and I used the item prepend hyphen. Now, normally the word prepend means to put before, but in the context of quotes, for some obscure reason, when you do prepend hyphen, it just adds a hyphen at the end. And so then I was able to do F. No, the R, sorry, whoops. To make this. Wait, no, I forgot. What did I do? I did. Oh, right. I did .r. .r to add it at the end. Sometimes the .r works better, as you can see. And then I simply did .f, I think, or did I do? Okay, I just did this. Like as you see, this you just need to test out things. Even myself, I don't really know what's up. Like sometimes why something doesn't work. But that's the fun part of it. That adds a little bit of challenge because if we couldn't make anything without any struggles, it would be boring. But there's always a way. And that's the fun one. There's a learning curve to it, and it's pretty good. So when you cannot combine some things together, you try adding hyphens in there because why not? There's also I'm trying to try to find. Yeah, because I also had the issues where it would like altitude and altar, it would give this type of things, and it would be annoying. So I got there, and I turned it into a hashtag. I think this one was a struggle. No mind, it was easy. And then after a long time, I finally had the idea to mix it with Al to make Alporth. That was not pleasant, but I got it. It's like it's cool. But as you can see, that's what I said like last time. I can make a tutorial where I give you all the tools you need, but there's still going to be a big learning curve. Like you'll still need to learn how to use these tools to your advantage. You'll need like to know how they work and do your own tests, your own little experiments in order to find maybe the next technique. Who knows? I've never tested prepend hyphen in curly quotes. Yeah, it works the same. But yeah, that's really about it. No, actually, is there more? There's okay. Yeah, I forgot about one thing. I'm gonna talk about the chromatic strat. The chromatic strat actually. So you may see that in a lot of the lineages, people use this item, the chromatic with a space after chromatic. Now there is guides on how to make this. It's really easy. You just need chromatic and to get this. And then I'm gonna make a video about this soonish, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. But you need this, which you can ask the Unicode group how you can make them. Just go in Unicode and ask how do you get U plus 0020. Actually, never mind. Don't do that because you can do it yourself. Because surprise, surprise, we have a guide that we wrote together right here. We have a wonderful guide that explains everything you need to know. How to get U plus 0000 right here. And very useful here, U plus 0020 right here. And to get U plus 20, it explains right here, and then you can add u plus 1 repeatedly with each other and other elements you get to increase the number. So you can get to u plus 0020. Now I'm going to make a video about Unicode because that's the very first project I founded alongside Laurasia, PB, and Wham, who's no longer in the Discord, who no longer plays the game. Also, Laurasia is on a break, so I guess it's only PB and I now. Even though Laurasia is on the break, but she intends to come back, I'm pretty sure. But like, I'm gonna make a whole video about this. But anyways, this is about the quotes. So, U plus 0020 for the people who don't know. Essentially, Unicode. I'm just gonna do a quick introduction. Unicode is it's a consortium that attributes a code, a unique code to every single character that you can type on a keyboard. And the way they read this code is by doing U plus and then a number in hexadecimal. And the character U plus 0020 is a space. It's a space. So if you put the chromatic and you put 0020, magic, it adds a space at the end. And this is a strategy that works with most, if not every single, encoded elements. It always adds the space after, which is great. But why am I explaining this to you? Well, this is cool and all. Like, first of all, putting a space at the end is really useful because, for instance, if you had to spell out the elements, for instance, I'm going to try to make the elements. Like, instead, I can just do this, add a space after the. That didn't work. Okay. So let's try something else. Again, this doesn't work all the time. Actually, okay, let's try to make something. What can I try to make? I'm gonna do the cursed elements. Let's do the cursed elements. We're gonna try to get the item, the cursed elements. The cursed elements. So, the way I want to do this item is really useful. Why? Because when you put another adjective with it, how do you get cursed? How do you get cursed? A cursed is beach plus curse. Do I have curse? I do, and it's beach. Cursed. There we go. So I put the chromatic plus cursed. The chromatic cursed. And then I do delete the first word, which again is available. No, delete first word, which is available in the deleting everything sheet. It's linked. It should be pretty high in the bounty board. And if not, it should. You can just ask for it. People will send it very quickly to you. It's very useful. So you do delete the first word, and surprisingly, the chromatic is gone, and now you only have the cursed. And you can notice that this is really useful because adding a space after makes the items capitalize themselves, which means that they're not dead. If you have seen my video on dead elements, you know why this is the case. But then, if I want to get the cursed element, I can add a space after. There we go. And I add the word element, simply the word element. That should work. Sometimes it doesn't. There we go. And then I can just do the. And there we go, the cursed element. So the chromatic strat is a real, the chromatic strat is a very helpful strategy to make something that starts with like if you want to make the, I don't know, the Big Bangs. I don't know, if you want to make an item that starts with the, it's really useful. Because you can just do these steps, these easy steps, and bam, you got yourself what you want. So that's for the chromatic strat, and this also covers U plus 0020. Now, you might think, and like that's a very fair thing to think, if U plus 0020 works, do other works? And the answer is yes. They do work. Like this is a question. This is an exclamation mark. So if I want to make the exclamation mark the cursed element exclamation mark. That didn't work this time. Okay. Does it work here? It works most of the time. Like for some characters, it really struggles. Like if I try this, for instance. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. That should, yeah, that works. That works. That works. Oh, I just added. Come on. Okay. What if I add exclamation mark? The cursed mark. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So I'm trying to demonstrate something and it's not working. But you can add exclamation marks at the end of things. I forgot how I made these. Oh right. Oh yeah, right. Okay, I have an idea. The hashtag. Okay. Oh, it's broken. Oh no, it's dead. Mm, the hashtags of an S. Mm, I don't have hashtagify. Yeah, these are dead. Whatever. Um, it's fine. If you want to add an exclamation mark at the end, there's multiple ways. Uh, but I, this is the awkward part. I think I forgot how. No, zero. See, 00 plus 21. U plus 0021 will active. So I think this is because there's spaces in them and it doesn't like that. I don't know. But you can get stuff with you can get stuff with exclamation mark at the end, like you really can. It just doesn't work the way you think it would usually. So this is for this is the chromatic U plus 0020 and other stuff. Actually, I have an idea. What if I'm gonna try something right now? What's a CJK? I mean, I know what a CJK is, but what's the code for a CJK? Random CJK, like one that we don't have, like this one. 4800. Do I have 4800? I don't. Let me quickly make. I'm gonna make a tutorial about this very quickly. But now I'm just curious. This is like you can see me like experimented. It's fun, I guess. Whatever. I forget how. I mean, I know how to do this, but like, hmm, let me just try. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna try this. If I do this, does it work? Doesn't seem like it, right? No, nah, it doesn't work. So it only works with basic Latin characters like these. Now you may know. I'm gonna cover all of this. I promise. This might seem really weird. I'm gonna cover all of this. I promise it. Um, but okay, this is about the cursed. This is the strat for the chromatic. I don't think I have anything else to cover. I hopefully I didn't forget anything. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I can't think. Oh, there is. Yeah, right. I haven't gone into that meta because it's unreasonably long to get. It is horrible, but it's really useful. There's essentially another strat where instead of just adding the U plus elements, which doesn't always work, there a user called Killer Bowser who also revolutionized other spaces in related to Unicode, but I'll talk about that in the video about Unicode. I don't know if this is going to be my next video, but this is going to be a video I'm going to make for sure. He made a set of elements that are prepend, prepend, and then like a Unicode code. So prepend U plus 0020. And he also made append 0020. Like append U plus 0020. These work better. Much better, in fact. But like to get them, this is gonna take a while. Like I'm talking, this is even if you have all the documents on you, And if you're not a machine that like crafts nonstop, this is gonna take like 30 minutes to get. And I haven't done that yet. Um, yeah, I only have 3 pens. Like, what do I have are 3 pens? Yeah, I didn't. I started getting them, but I didn't go through. So yeah, that's about it for I think that's all I have. That's all I. Oh wait. Okay, one last thing before I go. One last thing. One last thing. So let's say you want to make a French word or another word, but let's say you want to make I'm gonna take the example of French because I speak French and also because this is one that I know works for sure. Um, let's do for example what's one that I can think of? Oh, teleport. Teleportation. Let's try to make téléportation in French, which has the little accents, because sometimes uh, in getting accents in the quotes. Oh, actually, this works. Okay, téléphone. So you might know, if you've been on the Discord for a while, you might know that we have access to other languages, from Japanese to Korean to French, to Polish, Russian, uh, Italian, whatever. And so we found, I mean, someone found, but it's really obvious, that if you use something that usually translates a word, like français or Google Translate français, this will translate the word in quotes into the French word. And that's really useful. Because if you remember last time, I talked about a project that of whose goal was to get every single city in the world. And guess what cities have? They have accents on them. What does that do? It means that if you know what you're doing, you can, for example, get Magyar or Google Translate Magyar. I don't know if that exists. Um, get a very short word that has the O with the double acute accent. For example, this right here. And then you slowly try to trim it until you have, in quotes, the character. Now, you must know something. I don't know if this is the case for every letter with an accent, but they tend to disappear. At least this one. This one tends to disappear. Uh, just tends to vanish. It's a bit annoying. But for most stuff, it should be good. Like if I do this, yeah, just it's fine. It's worked pretty well. Anyways, so yeah, if you want to have accents, like letters with accents in your quotes, this is how you do it. You find a language that has this accent, and you slowly trim it down. There is obviously this is a bit of an outro. There is a lot of other strategies that I haven't talked about. Either because I don't know exactly how to use them, or because they are very rarely used, um, and only in very specific contexts. For instance, shout out to I don't even remember if I think it's Brent or not a square. I don't want to say a mistake, but someone on the Discord helped me making this and this and this. So you can see at the end there's a column 3 here. That's the hard part. So if I type lineage, you can see that there's this. There's these are Japanese quotation marks. So there's Japanese quotation marks. This is just really complicated. Like it really is just it's just a mess. It's just a whole mess. But like yeah, the world is big. There is a lot of different strategies. you might find some new ones as well if you look hard enough. But yeah, that's it's been a much longer video than I expected. I thought it would be like 10 minutes long, but it's already 30 minutes long, so I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm not sure I'm gonna make another video on encoded elements, except if there's like a big breakthrough. The next one is probably going to be on Unicode. But this is a very, very big topic that I might talk about for an hour, so um, I'll try to prepare it a little bit this time to make it concise enough so you can follow it without dying inside. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you've made it up to that point, really, thank you so much. I know this is a very long video, and that my ramblings sometimes tend to get a little bit lost. Like I tend to lose myself sometimes when I talk. Um, but hopefully it wasn't too bad. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye. Take care of yourself.